I'm Dr. Dawn Brooks from Littleton Animal Hospital, and we're going to talk about brushing or teaching your dog to allow you to brush their teeth on a regular basis. Most dogs are not accustomed to having something with an abrasive surface put in their mouth and moved all around. So a lot of times, anyone who jumps in to try to do a full teeth brushing on their first try, oftentimes the dog will struggle, it won't be successful, and you'll get frustrated. To make this easier, there are a couple things that I recommend. First, schedule it into your day. Every day at a certain time, our toothbrushing training session starts. Dogs like a routine. If they know they eat dinner, they get their teeth brushed, and then they get a special treat for being a good dog, they're going to look forward to that session every day. My second trick, use a treat you don't use for anything else. High value, like a piece of cheese or a piece of hot dog, tiny, tiny little piece. But it's something they get only following being good for your session. Again, it helps them to look forward to doing that. My third trick is to start really slow. So your first training sessions may start simply by touching your dog around the lips. If your dog isn't used to being touched around the lips, that can be really scary for them. So each session, you just want to rub their face and touch their lips and then reward them. If you notice, Shelby didn't mind me doing that, so we can move on to step number 2. If your dog doesn't like that, you need to stay at step 1 until they allow you to do this without any worry. Step 2 is to lift up your pet's lips, to look at the teeth. Again, if they've never had that done before, that could be really scary for them, and you want to continue to practice that skill every day until they don't mind. Step 3, take your finger and rub the teeth or rub the gums. In doing that, you're now introducing a sensation into your dog's mouth that they're not used to. And again, keep it nice and short, reward for being a good dog. Eventually, you can introduce a finger brush that has the little plastic nubs on the end. And when you open up their mouth, notice I'm only doing it right here and be done. If you're using that plastic brush, you can eventually brush all the teeth, get your finger in there. It's a different sensation, but again, go slow. Let your dog tell you when they're not okay with something. Stop, reward them for being good before you get to that point of frustration, and tomorrow, the next day, you keep working that skill. Eventually, you're going to want to introduce a bristle toothbrush. A bristle toothbrush will do better than any other brush on the market at removing plaque and bacteria. I do not recommend that you start it with toothpaste on your toothbrush. I recommend simply warm water to soften the brush. And then you're going to come in and gently brush their teeth. And you're just going to gently brush that tooth. And I'm going to stop. Every day, slowly increase the amount of teeth your dog will let you do. I suggest staying away from the inside surfaces until much later in your process. Because of the sensitivity in that area of the mouth, your dog will probably panic and not like that. Once your dog gets used to this and you're able to brush, I start using toothpaste at the end of the session to become the treat. We brush their teeth, we add a little bitty toothpaste, and we go back in for one more pass around the mouth. That then, you'll notice your dog will be licking their mouth because it tastes good, and that can become the reward. Eventually, you can start with toothpaste right on the brush. Just remember, go slow, step by step, let your dog determine what they're comfortable with, work that particular step until your dog is okay with it before you move on. Slow and steady training in this process can make toothbrushing very successful for you and your pet.